Before David Guetta, before Martin Garrix, before the world even understood what a superstar DJ could become, there was Tiesto. For more than 3 decades, he survived every trend, every era, and every generation of electronic music. But behind the legend was a shy boy from a small Dutch city who spent years performing for tiny crowds while almost nobody believed in him. This is the untold story of Tiesto. Breda, Netherlands, 1969. Tijes Michiel Verwest grows up in a quiet working-class family. From an early age, music completely captures his attention. As a teenager, he becomes obsessed with DJ culture and electronic sound. But there is a problem. Breda is far from the major music scenes of Europe, far from Amsterdam, far from the big clubs, far from the music industry itself. And in the late 1980s, almost nobody viewed DJing as a serious career. It was considered a hobby, something temporary, something you eventually grow out of. But Tijes didn't care what people thought. He kept practicing, kept collecting records, kept performing whenever he had the chance, even when almost nobody was paying attention. For years, Tiesto performed in small clubs across the Netherlands. Tiny crowds, long drives, very little money. While many people his age were building stable careers and predictable lives, Tiesto was loading equipment into cars late at night and driving from city to city just to play music for whoever would listen. There were moments where giving up seemed logical, moments where the dream felt unrealistic. But something kept pulling him back, an obsession he couldn't explain. A feeling that music was the only thing he truly wanted to dedicate his life to. And slowly, very slowly, his reputation started growing. Throughout the 1990s, Tiesto became one of the most respected DJs in Europe. People noticed his ability to control the energy of a crowd. His sets felt emotional, cinematic, and completely immersive. At a time when electronic music was still fighting for mainstream respect, Tiesto was helping shape what the culture would eventually become. Then came a major turning point. In 2000, he co-founded Black Hole Recordings, taking control of his own music and creative direction at a time when very few DJs had that kind of power. It was a risky move, but it changed everything. Because Tiesto was no longer simply performing music, he was building an empire around it. Then came 2004, Athens, Greece, the Olympic Games, one of the most watched events on Earth. And for the first time in history, a DJ was invited to perform live during the Olympic opening ceremony. That DJ was Tiesto, performing in front of billions of viewers worldwide, inside a stadium filled with athletes representing nearly every nation on the planet. It was more than just a performance. It was a cultural moment. For decades, electronic music had been treated as underground entertainment. But after that night in Athens, the world could no longer ignore it. DJ culture had officially entered the global mainstream, and Tiesto stood at the center of that transformation. But what truly separated Tiesto from so many other artists was his ability to evolve. While countless DJs from his era slowly disappeared, Tiesto kept reinventing himself. From trance to progressive house to electro to mainstream pop collaborations. Every few years, the sound changed. And somehow, he changed with it. He collaborated with artists like Charlie XCX, Halsey, and Post Malone. He became one of the biggest residency performers in Las Vegas history. And while younger DJs rose and disappeared around him, Tiesto remained at the top, always adapting, always evolving, always relevant. Today, Tiesto has spent more than 30 years performing around the world. He has played in over 100 countries, won Grammy Awards, inspired an entire generation of electronic artists, including Martin Garrix, who Tiesto personally encouraged when he was still a teenager producing music in his bedroom. The cycle continues. From a shy boy in Breda to one of the most influential figures in electronic music history, Tiesto didn't just survive the industry, he outlasted almost everyone in it. Behind every generation of artists, there is someone who helped make their success possible. For modern electronic music, that person was Tiesto. He proved that passion alone is not enough. You also need resilience, patience, and the courage to evolve while the world around you keeps changing. Because careers built only on trends eventually disappear. But artists who continue reinventing themselves can last for decades. And few people in music history have proven that better than Tiesto. Subscribe for more untold stories behind the artists who changed music forever.